all the sexual power that women have when they're young falls off a cliff in extraordinary rapidity. Now, here's the thing, though, is that when we're young and we have less sexual market value than women, supply and demand, hormones and receptivity, we can screw up for a while, and I'm sure everyone has, I know I have, but then you can recover, right? So, I went to theater school. I got a history degree because I'm all about the earning, right? But then I was like, wake up, dude. And I went and started a software company. So you can shake it off and you can turn things around. If a woman takes full advantage of that sexual magnetism of youth and, hoingo boingos around the community, then by the time she hits her late 30s, it's too late. And then you get like a half century of regret. And one of my biggest tweets was me just saying, women, your eggs die at 40, you live to 80. What are you going to do for 40 years?
Men used to die in conflict with less pain and suffering, at least in the past. Nowadays, a man is in a much worse predicament than a man who perishes in battle if he gets divorced and loses his home, kids, wife, sense of purpose, respect, and self-esteem.
You think that having a kid helps or hurts your dating life at 30?
I mean, they wanted me when I was pregnant, so I don't know. I have a little girl, I don't know.
But do you think they wanted you to commit, or they just wanted to, have fun with you?
I think definitely a lot of guys go for girls who have kids because they think that most girls who have kids, they don't value themselves. They think that, oh, this guy doesn't have a kid, I have a kid, so I gotta put up a shit.
Were you married to your baby father?
Yes.
Are you looking to get remarried?
No. Hell no. You know how many married men I have in my DMs? Never. I'm not doing it.
How soon would you let your new man meet your daughter?
Oh my gosh, never. I don't ever. I have, this is a scary world as a girl mom. I've had men be like, oh, your daughter's so beautiful. I can just picture myself with you and your daughter. I don't know. If my kid's asleep and they try, oh, your kid's asleep, can I slide through? No, it's a no. If my kid's there, you're not sliding through.
Last weekend when you weren't answering my calls, I went to a party with Brian, and I went home with him and I slept with him.
Yeah, I know what happened. We planned this all out.
What do you mean you planned it out?
Well, Brian bet me $50 and a pack of cigarettes that he could sleep with you. So now I'm down $50 and a pack of cigarettes.
You're nothing special. You're not going to come into between our friendship and change anything just because you have feelings for him, but you couldn't control yourself when I asked to take you home.
Women merely want us to fall for the trap and engage in a rigged game of love is our battlefield with them. Women gain power by portraying weakness because it motivates males to step up, get involved, and take care of them.
Most of y'all saying y'all wouldn't date single mothers have never dated a single mother a day in your life. You just have this negative stigma on single mothers because you're applying a shit ton of stereotypes to her that society has indoctrinated you to do so.
I let them know off rip, I got kids. You can either deal with it or not. You can either come through the door or lock it on your way back out.
Okay, and my answer to that is most guys are not going to. That's the man you described
To your opinion, a lot of women won't.
It's not. I need you to be objective here. What I'm telling you is the man that you described is extremely rare. If you can go ahead and get a younger woman that doesn't have children and doesn't have these things that would potentially weigh him down and hurt his ability to earn money and or save money, he's probably going to go with that. And then also, interestingly enough, when we ask about
single mothers don't understand that the second they get single mothers, even if they are good mothers, no one ever complains about that. It doesn't mean your value is not lower. The second you become a mother, your value in the marketplace of dating is completely lowered. Men do not prefer to be with women that have kids.
I'm looking for 5 feet 8 inches supermodel who has no more than 8% body fat, makes 7 figures a year, still has her physical assets, has a credit score above 800, and knows how to spoil me like the king I am. If you can't meet my standards, ladies, just leave me alone, because I'm ready to settle down now that I know my worth. Sounds familiar? Now turn it around to what women want from men, and now you can laugh.
I find it really stupid when I see men trying to make it a point that single mother standards are way too high. But wouldn't you think that a good mother or a good woman, period, would want the best for her children and want the best around her children? So you best believe that my standards are going to be through the roof. At this point, my standards are so high, I think I'm looking for Jesus Christ himself. Because, baby, I devote my life to being a mother and being a good woman so I can be a good mother. So, yes, if you want to mess with me on that type of level, you need to prove to me why you are worthy of my time and why you are worthy to be in my child's presence on a consistent basis. Because I'd rather be alone forever than have my time wasted. So let me just make this clear. Don't take me being a single mother with a grain of salt. Just know that I work my ass off and I'm tired, okay? But I work my ass off as I should. So if you come into my life, you should be making things easier, not harder. And that goes for any relationship. But I'm quick to leave all types of situations.
Single mom with high standards. Honey, you can have whatever standards you want. Still, it is not anyone's responsibility who meets those standards to come into your life, nor is it the responsibility of anyone who might be part of your life to meet your standards. You've got a lot of baggage, kids, a baby daddy in your life forever, and you've aged out. You've got no leverage to make anybody do anything. Lady, I've got standards too, and you don't meet them.
And that's the thing, like women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kid.
That's the total and undeniable truth women don't understand today. Thank you, Pearl.
Single mothers are recreational use only. You don't marry those women. That's a bad move for you as a man.
Why? Because of the baggage? Because of the kids? Because of the just...
There's far too much risk. Well, we already know that marriage is terrible for men in general. You get marrying a single mother, now you're bringing kids into the equation that you're going to have to provide and protect for that aren't your own seed. And if that woman breaks up with you, now you're going to get hit with a double whammy of you lose her and the kids that you built an attachment with.
Is that the biggest L you can take?
It's going to be...
What's the worst L you can take?
Marrying a single mom is very bad. As a man, it is not in your best interest to marry a single mother. I know a bunch of people, oh my God, that's so... The reality is when you look at it from a logical perspective, you take on way too much risk because now you might lose that woman. And then on top of that, every kid that you build an attachment with, and here's the other part, you have no legal rights to those children because they're not yours.
Yes, kids are baggage. Yes, being divorced is baggage. And yes, body count is baggage. Does she not realize that the older a woman gets, the less entitled she should be? Somehow, older women think they are entitled to more. Why would a man want to raise another man's kid and deal with the hassle that comes with it?
Meet somebody and have kids could be even a little bit intimidating, you know, because single moms, they have a lot of responsibilities. And,
yeah, and you got to step up, especially if you've never even had kids.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you have to realize that I feel like you are, I don't know if I can, you will always be choice number 2. Do you agree to that?
Once you reach a certain age or you have kids, you can't sit there and like demand the same quality of man anymore. What if I walked around and I was like, yo, I want a bad bitch. Bad bitches need to like me even though I'm a fat slob. Yeah, like take me as I am. Like just accept me for being a fat slob. 29, you have a child, you can't demand certain caliber of men anymore, unfortunately. So then you got 2 options. It's either I'm going to lower my standards and live in reality of what I can actually attract, I can write a check that I can actually cash, or you're going to stay single. What do you want to do?
Marrying a single mom is like buying a high-mileage used car with a history of expensive problems and comes with passengers you can't put out. I'd rather walk than buy a car like that. The keyword single mothers means a man indeed said yes.
When I got divorced, it was difficult to imagine what my life would look like.
I don't look at my dating life as a failure. I also don't look at my 10-year marriage ending as a failure.
When my husband left, there was an immediate sense of relief. I want to take a moment and read this comment. All I heard was, blah, blah, blah. I left my husband because my happiness was more important than my kids' well-being, and I'm a selfish person and a miserable wife.
I'm 38, I'm single. That's by choice because I left my 10-year marriage because I experienced a lot of psychological abuse.
First dates are just supposed to be a vibe check. Are you actually attracted to the other person? Is there some chemistry? Can you have fun together?
I'm 38 and single, and I would never go on a walk or a hike date for a first date.
I have done full background checks on men before first dates.
I only date great men, and I only have positive experiences while dating. Positive experiences.
I dated this guy and we were having like kind of the exclusivity talk, and I was like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna delete my dating apps, and he's like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep mine.
I did it again. I begged a mediocre man to
love me when he obviously did not have the emotional capacity to do so. And what's so frustrating is that I have to learn this lesson over and over and over.
I feel like women nowadays just want a lifelong financial arrangement from a man who they can complain about till the end of times. Throughout history, the genes of women who were more effective in influencing men have been passed on to the next generations. They hate men who go their way because it goes against what they believe, and they are furious with us since we took what they said literally rather than using it as a test to put them in their appropriate place.
Most of y'all saying y'all wouldn't date single mothers have never dated a single mother a day in your life. You just have this negative stigma on single mothers because you're applying a shit ton of stereotypes to her that society has indoctrinated you to do so.
I let them know off rip, I got kids. You can either deal with it or not. You can either come through the door or lock it on your way back out.
Okay, and my answer to that is most guys are not going to. That's the man you described.
To your opinion, a lot of women won't.
It's not. I need you to be objective here. What I'm telling you is the man that you described is extremely rare. If you can go ahead and get a younger woman that doesn't have children and doesn't have these things kind of that would potentially weigh him down and hurt his ability to earn money and or save money, he's probably going to go with that. And then also, interestingly enough, when we ask you about
single mothers don't understand that the second they get single mothers, even if they are good mothers, no one ever complains about that. It doesn't mean your value is not lower. The second you become a mother, your value in the marketplace of dating is completely lowered. Men do not prefer to be with women that have kids.
What do you bring to the table?
Everything. I got 2 kids, you know what I mean? So everything. If you're willing to provide for my kids, then everything.
Everything like what?
My kids, my life, my mental health, everything, like everything. Everything you want to know about me, I'll bring to the table for sure.
What the
It never gets better.
How are your kids going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that. I would.
I'm gonna tell you right now, any man that's gonna ask you a question like that thinks that he's doing you a favor by dating you as a single parent, and you should be grateful. And that's how he's going to treat you and your children, as if y'all should be grateful that he is willing to tolerate you and your offsprings. Okay, I would never what can your children? What benefit are your children to me? What the honestly? What kind of question is that even? And what woman? What, as a woman, any woman who thinks that this is an acceptable question, I want to know what answer would you give someone that asks you that? Because to me, now I automatically know my children are not safe in your presence, and I would never allow my children to be around you. I would never allow my children I would never bring anyone into my home that feels like, well, if I'm going to date you, what benefit are your children to me? To you? What the fuck? What do you mean by that? I really can't wrap my mind around it because it just doesn't make sense. What do you mean? What benefit are they to you? What benefit are you to them? What benefit is me bringing you into our lives are you going to have for them?
Wow. What benefit are you to her kids? You are the one who is going to be expected to put food on the table, a roof over their heads, shirts on their backs. This woman needs to go back to her ex and ask him what he is doing for his kids. No man wants to take care of you and your kids. Men without kids are the prize females. With kids are a liberty to us men. Females who have never been married are leftover women.
Would you rather be married and miserable or single and lonely?
Single and lonely, as long as I have my money. If you up my thought process, I cannot have you around me because you're going to fuck up my life.
Can you be lonely and not miserable? You can be lonely and have a blast. 9 times out of 10, when somebody tells you they're lonely, are they happy?
No.
Are they happy?
No.
I disagree. Are they happy?
I've been lonely and happy. You can be lonely and happy. You cannot be miserable and happy. It doesn't make sense.
When I'm feeling lonely, it's easier for me to feel loved if I go around people I love. When I'm miserable, I could be around y'all and I'm still miserable.
Men today can be divided into 2 categories. The first group is the weak men who indulge the whims of women. The second category consists of blue pills who want to please women to have close relationships with them and discover genuine love. Dating single mothers is not something you would want in 2025. Trust us on that. Thanks for watching The Circle of Kings. As always, We're looking forward to your support, so please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with everything all kings like yourself need to know.